Wait, is that... No way. Oscar!
Oh yes, I think that's a prostitute that I ordered. What's up?
No! Ethan just replied to iDubbbz.
Oh, it's my sister. I thought it was the host. Wait, what? Can you say that again?
Ethan just responded to iDubbbz an hour ago.
Oh my god, content. Oh my god, I'll be there in a second. Rent is high. I mean, I'm sure you know how I thought you were someone else. I was expecting someone else, but I'm so naked right now. I don't know why my sister's in my room. Some Alabama shit, but you sure there's no one else at the door?
No, you have to talk about it now.
I do need money. I'll be there in a second. Let me just get dressed. I'm coming.
Alright, so after a nice, warm, and lovely shower, we're back on the desk. And like it was mentioned at the start, H3H3 decided to drop this video responding to iDubbbz's horrible, cringy, corny-ass Walmart version of content comp, which we already took a look at. And I'm glad Ian is getting the backlash. It is a bad faith video, and if anything, the biggest crime of that video is how painfully boring it is. There's a lot to cover, so if you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications on, bangers all the time, and let's just get right into it.
A few days ago, my good friend Ian, also known as iDubbbz, released a content cop about me. His video's over an hour long, and it's full of a lot of accusations. We watched the entire video, every frame of it, responded to every accusation on the podcast in a really long episode. We watched the whole thing. So if you're interested in a more thorough response to everything, I would recommend watching this episode. The video that I'm making today, however, I don't need an hour for, because there's really just one central point that I want to make here. My good friend Ian, in his hour-long takedown, did not mention one time Child Protective Services. Not one time in the entire video. He never says CPS. No mention, no explanation, no overview, nothing. Zero mentions of CPS. A few weeks ago, Child Protective Services showed up to our house at 6 a.m. to interrogate us about an anonymous tip they got that our kids were crawling around and eating dog shit.
I still cannot believe people believed this story, this narrative that was pushed by idiots like DENIMS, Bad and Panetta, what the fuck is an empanada? The guy that looks like he's 2 seconds away from dying of something. DENIMS, him, HASAN, FROGAN. It's like, really? This is like the retarded Avengers. It's like, how can you guys take those people seriously? Like, I talked about this, and I was Team Ethan, and I'm still am. Well, kind of cringe to call it a team when it's very serious, but I'm on his side of things. Am I saying that he's never been wrong? No, he's definitely had his L takes, moments that I disagree with. When it comes to real life stuff, right? One thing is online, social media, I'm gonna clown on you. Okay, you responded to me, I'm a clown back. That's one thing when you keep it online, but it's a whole different thing when it comes out into the real world. And that's not only you, it's you, your wife, and your 2 kids. It's in totally bad faith for iDubbbz to not mention any of this in his hour-long yap session. It's like, dude, you couldn't squeeze 5-10 minutes of this. You could have trimmed out your crying segment, or you could have explained your audience the reason why Ethan is quote-unquote crashing out. It's not because he's bored and he's like, well, I'm already a multimillionaire. Let me crash out. Let me embarrass myself. No, there's a valid reason. In my opinion, this quote-unquote crash out is 120% valid. People like DENIMS, HASAN, Empanada, and all of those fucking losers, Ian included, they're messing with Ethan's children. iDubbbz is a fraud. He's a fake friend.
Showed up to our house at 6 a.m. to interrogate us about an anonymous tip they got that our kids were crawling around and eating dog shit at catching diseases. Ian spends the majority of his video characterizing me like a raving lunatic who's lashing out at everyone around me with zero provocation.
Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help, maybe if he stops harassing other creators, maybe if he does these things, eventually he'll find peace and we can like rekindle our friendship. And I feel like I am speaking up for a lot of people who have problems with you and a lot of people who have been on the receiving end of your harassment.
What he doesn't say is the majority of these clips he's using are taken from this episode. Now, does he ever show the title of this episode? No, he does not ever show the title of this episode. Snark called Child Protective Services on us. Not only does he not show the title, he doesn't explain why I'm upset, who I'm mad at, why I'm mad at them. Zero context. I am just an anonymous, screaming lunatic.
It's been pleasant hanging out with you. I've enjoyed your content over the years. And as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty.
I mean, that's extremely rich coming from iDubbbz. Let's see what iDubbbz has been up to in these last 2 years of growing up. Let's see what kind of mature content iDubbbz is making that is superior to Ethan's and his podcast. Yeah, all of this looks like shit. Upgrading my keychain build. Yeah, that went crazy. Couldn't control myself while watching this. I have some opinions about strip malls. That went triple cardboard for a channel with 7 million subscribers. How could you be like, yo, Ethan, your content is annoying, you're annoying, yada, yada, yada. And this is your content. This is what mature content is? Being boring? If that's being mature, I never want to grow up. This shit's ass. I guess this is mature content, guys. This is where it's at. Am I right? You make content for people that still think Facebook is hip. That's your core audience. Oh, let me post this on Facebook. No, Karen, no one uses Facebook anymore. That's the average iDubbbz viewer, if you ask me.
What else do we want to burn today?
Who else do we want to burn today? You're making it so fucking obvious that this is your, this is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible. This is not what podcasts are. There was a way to approach this to say, yeah, we feel hurt by you guys not saying something. You've decided to do the extra thing and attack.
In this episode, the same day that CPS came to my home, I was understandably irate. This was a provocation that I had not experienced. It went into my real world, was affecting my children and my life in a way that I found extremely disturbing and an escalation that I found very unacceptable. Now, why am I mad at Ian for this? Well, let's start here. DENIMS is someone he's accusing me of in his video of harassing. Let's see what DENIMS said about my children 3 days before CPS was called.
He lets his dogs shit all over his mansion, and he just leaves the shit on the floor, something that is probably related to the fact that his former housekeeper is suing him for a number of different reasons. So I would assume he doesn't actually have a housekeeper anymore, or perhaps he lost his extra housekeeper. So now the house is just covered in dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids crawl into the dog shit, and God forbid, I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they eat it, or if it's just from contact with it with their hands or something.
How and why did people believe these individuals? They all have horrible reputations. These people are liars. If you ever believe anything from DENIMS, HASAN, FROGAN, or Mr. Empanada over here, yeah, they're lying. All right, I don't know what they said, but going by their track record, I don't think they should be taken as credible sources. I went back and watched some of the content comp and needed a little refresher. The way iDubbbz paints Ethan is as if he was this insane lunatic who was on all sorts of drugs, who was just lashing out, painting DENIMS as the victim. Really? Really? These quote-unquote Ethan crash outs are valid. It's no longer YouTube drama or silly internet gossip or drama that goes away in 2 or 3 days. This is affecting his everyday life. I don't blame Ethan for calling DENIMS a dumb bitch. I do think she's a dumb bitch. They love to dish it out but can't take it.
Where do they keep the secretaries? In here? I'm hunting for secretaries right now. Secretary got...
Here's Bad Empanada once again, who posted a story saying, I'm the one who called CPS on Ethan Klein. I want CPS to take his kids away because they are seriously in danger. I was particularly angry during this episode entitled Snark Called CPS on Us because I hold DENIMS to be one of the primary reasons, in my opinion, why CPS was called. Another one of their friends, Froggy Tonic, had been spreading the same malicious rumor about me on Twitter for days before CPS was called as well.
I used to work with this video editor named Froggy Tonic. I discovered him because he was in the circles online that I was in. There would be an occasional Froggy tweet where I'd be like, I agree with that, you know? I'm not gonna endorse it. I'm not gonna retweet it or like it. But fair enough. Now, my former editor of 1.5 years ago did say some truly mean shit. He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit, I'm sure.
Now let me show you the tweets that Ian conveniently omitted. Me when my 3 kids ask me why they haven't seen me in the past 4 months. I was in my basement. How can you shun a fallen fan when they worry about their 3 kids when they can't be bothered to protect their dogs? Ethan was neglectful with his dogs. He's already been neglectful with his kids, and he will continue to be. As a child of a neglectful, bipolar, narcissistic dad, that's precisely why I worry about Ethan's kids.
We all gotta make a collective effort to stop taking people on Twitter seriously. People on Twitter pretend they're psychologists. This fucking wannabe psychologist, fucking idiot Froggy Tonic. As a child with a bipolar, narcissistic dad, that's precisely why I worry about Ethan's kids. You should be worried about your own mental health. This goes beyond a parasocial relationship, dude. You're not a psychologist, all right? You don't know how Ethan is living every single day, and you think you do because you get information from an insane guy. I hate when people online try to be therapists, and the fact that Ian saw this and said nothing, Ian is a horrible person, all right? I think we could all collectively agree. Ian, aka iDubbbz, aka the cuck, is legitimately a bad friend. He has no idea what to do with his dying career. He's pushing everyone away, trying to latch onto his last hope to sell out Creator Clash because it's not doing well at all. It's going to flop. It's going to do bad. Tickets are $20 to $25 and no one's going. He's trying to latch on to someone. And that someone is DENIMS, HASAN, FROGAN, and, well, you know, the rest of the horrible gang. But what happens when those people are done with you? iDubbbz, who are you going to go to?
I explained it on the podcast, but the truth of the matter is it's all a lie. It's all wrong. The man is talking about my children. He's painting me as a terrible parent, a neglectful parent, and saying that he's, whose claim to fame is being iDubbbz's friend and former editor, is spreading malicious, damaging rumors about me that led to the CPS being called. Which, by the way, Ian does not explain one time. He did not mention why I'm angry at Froggy Tonic. He did not mention why I'm angry at DENIMS. He did not mention the name of the episode. He did not mention what the episode was about. He actually has a perfect opportunity to explain the CPS call, but watch what he does here instead.
Now, my former editor of 1.5 years ago did say some truly mean shit. He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit.
What other shit, Ian? Other shit is doing a lot of heavy lifting. The CPS call is central to understanding this story. You cannot tell this story without that context. And to try to tell this story without including that detail, it would be the most bad faith, cruel, gaslighting hit piece of all time. Unfortunately, that's exactly what he did. He convinced his audience that the reason that I'm mad, that I'm lashing out, simply because I'm a raving lunatic. I am crashing out. I'm just crazy and harassing his friends for no reason. And by the way, to my good friend Ian of 8 years, I really appreciate you weaponizing my mental health against me.
To make Ethan crash out. He's having a parasocial weird crash out. People can have crash out moments. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help.
Someone who I've confided in over the years with my struggles with it, who understands what I've been through, the lengths that I've gone to work on myself and improve my mental condition. For him to throw that in my face, to characterize anything I'm doing as crashing out, that I need help, that I need to get some kind of treatment, is cruel and pathetic on a level I didn't think he would ever be possible of doing.
You know what? All I gotta say is, man, fuck iDubbbz. When you think about it, it goes beyond slop. You know, people love the word slop. Slop this, slop that. I personally don't like the word slop. I think it does piss me off, all right? It does get me a little triggered, if you will. But this goes much beyond that. This is personal, and on top of that, you're not only dissing someone. Like, I get it, YouTubers have back and forths. I've had back and forths, but I don't like getting personal. iDubbbz is a massive snake, a hypocrite, a crybaby, and I think the worst part of everything, he's just not funny. And I know that there's 1 or 2 people that are going to be like, oh, you're just mad he grew up, you should do the same. If that's growing up, I'm never gonna grow up. Jesus Christ. Being miserable, broke, and burning every bridge, that's growing up? I'm good. I never want to grow up if that's the case.
One ridiculous point he keeps hammering on is that I'm hating on him, I'm harassing him, simply because he's following people on Twitter.
We're not gonna run to your defense when, I don't know, we follow people. We be following. That's one fucked up thing that you can say about Anissa and I is when we're on Twitter, we do be following.
I'm not upset, Ian, because you follow people. That is absurd. I'm mad because you are actively engaging with these people on social media, in DMs, while this harassment is happening.
Our silence means something. It means that we would like to pause this relationship until you figure your shit out.
Why does he sound like a little kid who's seconds away from crying? We're pausing this relationship, Ethan, because my wife told me to. Ethan is one of the only people that supported iDubbbz or had his back. And I don't want to come across as an Ethan meat writer or anything, but I do feel bad for the guy. Like, genuinely, this is someone that, sure, you could be critical of him, and I've definitely been critical of him in the past, but this is not very epic, Mr. iDubbbz.
There's something that I've never talked about publicly, but around the same time, we received 2 human skulls in the mail at our home, which led us to having a very pleasant interview with the FBI. Things have progressed well past the point of, that's just what the internet does.
There is no drama ever in the history of evers where it's okay to send a skull, not one, okay, 2 skulls to someone's house because you don't like his content or his takes. And at the same point, what is that supposed to mean or allude to? Is that for Ethan and Hila, or is that for their 2 kids? What are we doing here, guys? And who do I think deserves the blame for this? I think it's HASAN, PIKER, and his community, and that community now includes iDubbbz. Like I already said, this goes beyond YouTube drama or dumb, goofy drama, right? Do you know how insane you need to be in order to do this? Oh yeah, and friendly PSA, please don't send skulls to people that you don't like, all right? Whether that's normal app people or content creators, not very cool. If you don't like them, make your video about them. Leave a comment, you know what I mean? Don't send weird stuff to their house, all right? That's a little PSA. Anyways, I'm out.